Hello, hello. Um, the only thing I had written down was somebody was talking about soul searching just in that sort of catchphrase sense of, I'm going to do some soul searching about that. But I sort of really heard it for the first time. That's not a little thing to go on the soul search quest, to search for the soul. And it made me think of the Hermit card, because I think that's exactly what Hermit is about. To go into your own quiet, to do the search of the soul, not in the outside world, not somebody else's answer, or looking to somebody else to finish the sentence. So that's it. That's what I had. It was kind of a keep it simple message. So let's start there and wonder what the soul searching's about. I had one other note about specific cards that I'll refer to if they come up or if that idea comes up. It would dovetail in an interesting way with soul searching. Okay. Six of Swords, going to a calmer mental place, going to the calm place, the peaceful place. But it does indicate a movement from, out of conflict. And it may be a conflict of beliefs or ideas, words, but the crows, the messengers, are pulling this boat along quite handily. She doesn't have to row it. She does have a suitcase in her hand, but she's being kind of propelled, perhaps through a new way of thinking that may involve opening her mind to messages, hearing things that, okay. On the bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. I mean, that's a lovely, that's self-love, that's the potential for new love. If you open up your heart to yourself, then you can open to others. Chariot. Major Arcana card of Cancer. The card of sort of rallying your feelings, for forward movement. Both speak to a kind of alignment, and these two together, it's both head and heart, kind of pulling in the same direction. Yeah. Nine of Wands. This is somebody who's been through it. And it's a fence. That's a boundary that's been put up. She's standing behind it. But she's got one torch in her hand. So it's a card of sort of a person who has decided to set up a boundary to protect their personal power. Wands energy, fire energy. I think this person is protecting their life force, their creativity, their sense of purpose. But they're not going out and following their own sense of purpose. Right now, they're just, this is the point you do not pass. And it might be in response to this incoming. Somebody's feeling defensive, setting up a boundary, possibly. So we're going to put Ace of Cups under Six of Swords. Well, it is sort of moving into a chord. This new beginning in love. Out of the troubled waters. Three of Pentacles. Cooperative energy. Working together to build something. Here and now. On this material plane of existence, you know, where we are, where we find ourselves. Nine of Wands, please. Okay, we have two fives. Five of Swords, Five of Cups. Fives indicate a need for change. Somebody's stuck in their head and in their sadness. These are the same two energies. Moving out of that headspace, the 5 to the 6. And out of this sort of, the predominant sadness into a deeper, more complete, you know, it's playing with all the cards in the deck, not just with what I've lost. This is a card of rallying, and it's a card of victory. Whatever this cooperative energy is, seems like it's building trust. After a situation that was confusing and depleting. Maybe building it back up. Ace of Cups, Five of Cups makes Six of Cups, which is the soulmate card. But there's sort of trouble in paradise here. Or has been. Tell us about this Ace of Cups, please. The new love, the self-love, Spirit. Whoa. Oh my God. Oh my God. First off, sorry, it's just ridiculous. First off, Ace of Swords, a new truth, figuring something out. You know, and the answer's coming in from above. Some understanding, a new, fresh approach that activates the heart in a new way. And look at Ace of Wands. You know, that lighting up of the third eye. A new way of seeing. A new way of being in the world. Three aces, boom, boom, boom. And these two, which I'm told are supposed to go over here, we have transformation, death and rebirth. Seeing through to the next landscape, which is promising and bright. It's a rebirth, right? So out of this confusion and sadness, there's a major change. Devil, Capricorn, Death is Scorpio. Capricorn can be read as a toxic attachment, something you need to let go of, something that needs to be transformed. Because Capricorn, Death card has power too. And it's not just the power to ensnare somebody. It's the power to get out of the attachment. To free yourself. But this guy's, he's offering something. And it's almost like, well, he has a puppet on the string down here who's all in gray and looks depleted. Devil is a draining energy, it is. It's enticing but draining. And it's wild, look at the hair. Wild man. So it may be the death and rebirth of this Capricorn energy of hanging on to something that's that ought to be gone so it can be transfigured into something else. But I also see Capricorn as an energy of working with what holds you back and transforming it. Tell us about Six of Swords, please. Again, I'll work on getting a mic. I just haven't been able to find one that's affordable and actually works. I've tried a few that were affordable and really didn't work, so. Six of Swords, please, Spirit. Loud and clear. Swords to do with communication and clarity. Hierophant. Well, this is the higher power, the inner knowing, what yourself, the part of yourself that wants this, moving away from conflict. And it will move you, your higher power. I mean, that's what those birds pulling the boat represent, is the guidance of this inner compass. And it's through joy. This isn't the Hierophant of rules and regulations. This is the Hierophant of liberation. It's not devil energy. Devil energy is sort of the thing that stands outside of you. It's just shadow. It's your projection, but it also, entices. Like, don't you want this? Aren't you wanting? I can offer this. Hierophant says it's in you. Nobody can offer it. Nobody can take it away. The soul search, because that's what Hierophant, as well as I mentioned earlier, Hermit, but this guy too, for sure, is an energy of soul searching. But it's joyous. It isn't a schlag. Not anymore. Six of Swords, moving on from that. Okay, here's one. Wants to come out. Page of Cups on Chariot. So this is the minor arcana, and it's a minor arcana. It's page energy. It's small. It's a how about this? It's an offer. It's a small offer, tangible small offer, but backed up by deep feelings, Cancer energy of aligned, forward-moving, allowing your feelings to take the lead. And trust. This is not trust. Nine of Wands is setting that boundary against something that you think is going to knock you off your pins, hurt you. Tell us about the Nine of Wands. Why the Nine of Wands? It's the closing out of that cycle. Almost. Six of Cups. It may have been trouble with some relationship that goes way back, somebody who's dear to you. I don't quite understand that, but somebody is feeling guarded. King of Wands. King of Wands is a purposeful, it's in Wands energy. Nine of Wands, King of Wands. King of Wands ordinarily wouldn't come across as guarded. So something happened. And maybe I'm not sure. That's confusing to me. Guarded against the soulmate. Can we get one more on that? Why guarded against the soulmate? Spirit, help us out here. That's weird. Four of Cups. Well, this to me is somebody who's sort of been left behind. It could be a card of missing the soulmate. You know, the love is still here. The love is still here. You know, there's a bowl being offered by hand here, but this person is in sadness. Where's the love? Where's the love? Somebody's sad, missing a soulmate, and maybe guarded against how big the feelings are. Because, I mean, Chariot, major arcana of water energy to do with connection and feelings and forward movement. It's like if you had a flood, a tidal wave, and here's what comes through into 3D. It's pretty small. And it looks like this person is a little bit precarious. They're on one foot, balancing. And it's a small offer, but it actually is a big pinnacle. So there's something small-ish coming through to represent this massive thing. And again, that feeling of the tidal wave and only a small thing getting through. This is a sort of like the barricade against perhaps deep feelings. Because if you love somebody, 6 of Cups, 4 of Cups, and this can be a card about higher, deeper commitment, higher commitment, taking it to the next level. And yet there's a guarded quality. Who is this King of Wands missing? Ace of Pentacles, the 4th ace out. New beginnings all over this reading. He's missing the opportunity. He may have, because one reading of 4 of Cups is the missed opportunity. Like I've lost out on this potential love. This cup down here. Because this is an opportunity to grow something real. I've missed the opportunity to grow something real. And King of Wands ordinarily would not stay long in 4 of Cups energy. He'd go, you know, this is somebody who takes charge, who knows what they want, who has a pretty good idea of how to go about getting it. So I think maybe King of Wands will make this offer, Ace of Pentacles. I don't understand the dynamic here. I mean, there was something unhealthy in the dynamic. Something that was stuck or, you know, an addiction of some kind, a misplaced love that got in the way. That's being transformed and rebirthed out of the sadness and confusion into this cooperative energy and all this potential. So much potential to take this, I think, to the next level, to move on from the conflict. From the 5 of Swords, you know, confusion, to 6 of Swords, moving forward. From the 5 of Cups, all is lost. It's going down the drain, and so am I. To the 6 of Cups, you know, lost and found. This is the return or the ability to sustain love over time, from youth to old age, to go the distance with somebody. But there's an element of sort of miss the opportunity, back to square one. Tell us a little bit about this, a little bit more about this Six of Swords Hierophant. Listening to your higher power, being guided by your higher power. Sun. Happiness, light, joy, revelation. Leo. A card of brightness, warmth. It's fire sign energy, King of Wands energy. It's about creativity. It's about showing up. What you see is what you get. So moving forward out of this stressful place, your higher power, I mean, where else would it lead you? It's sort of the opposite of devil energy, the shadow. And that's the transformation, I think. You know, sorry. Okay. That's the transformation. You know, from the shadow into the light. That's a rebirth. That's where, you know, your higher power, the spirit, you've soul searched. And in part, that entails looking at the dark stuff. You know, that's almost the raw material for the transformation into the light, into joy. And the one on the bottom of the deck was King of Swords. Clarity, clear thinking, Fool. For the new beginning. New beginning, new beginning, new beginning. All these aces plus the Fool card. This is a card of Aries. That same wand energy as Sun, happiness, and King of Wands. The action taker. The one who will go for what they want. Based on it like a clarity, a new understanding of how to begin. How to begin the transformation. And I think it's already begun, because this is a card of crossing over. Of going from one place to another, out of the stress and strife of Five of Swords, that card that is like painful. Inability to think something through. And this is a card of like, rather than staying in that, I can't think my way through it, it's like move forward. Let your higher power be your guide. Your own soul, which you search for. And it's searching for you. You're gaining clarity around it. And I quite hate to pick this up because it's Seven of Swords, which is the card of deception. In the King's energy. He may have been deceived. He may have deceived himself. He, she, they. But it's somebody who's analytical. And this can be a card of strategy. How do I exit? Next card. How do I exit this kerfuffle? What's my strategy for getting out of here? And it's not, it entails some, you know, you've got the body of a crow in his knapsack. And here's the crow. You know, the crows were guiding somebody to the quieter waters. Look at the crow cawing in this one. That's not quiet. But I think clarity has been gained by perhaps an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, on what happened? Something went down. Bad communication. And here there's an attempt to sort of build something, but it's all whack-a-jaw. There is one guy at the top who's just about reached the fire source. But they're not cooperative. It's not Three of Pentacles cooperation. It's sort of haphazard. It's a struggle. And then Empress. Divine feminine energy of creation. Creative life force. I think there's been a struggle for clarity, perhaps because there was some sort of self-deception that was kind of fueled by this Five of Wands fire energy friction. This is a card of love and nurturing and fertile ground. These don't seem to fit. But I think they might fit in the context of this. I don't know how this person got there, but they went through a transformation into the light, revealing themselves, starting the journey for real, starting it again, rebirth. It says right on this death card, death, rebirth. Here's the rebirth. So I think whatever it is, there's been this sort of purposeful life force energy to drive through it. Drive through the obstacles. Following the pull of emotion, the ocean of emotion. And there's Aquarian clarity here, out of this struggle. Five of Swords, Five of Wands, Seven of Swords. And the upshot, coming into the light, into the new beginning, taking the leap, having the courage to make the transformation from death to life. It's a passage, But here it is. That major, these are all major arcana. All of them on this side, in this group here. Working with what holds you back so that you can enter this place of light, begin again, accomplish this transformation so that you can be reborn. And it kind of bursts not only you, but everything you're connected to, the environment you live in. Suddenly it's fertile ground. Divine feminine. Which doesn't mean like a woman. It means that energy of fertility, abundance, growth. Whatever's held you back or held the situation back has been transformed. It's happened. And now you're on the way, on the wing. And we keep sort of getting these readings that are very positive, out of this conflict, out of this, it's almost like, to get a fire going, you rub the sticks together, and it's friction, and then a spark, and then light, and then warmth. It's a process. It takes some time. But I think we're on our way. And sometimes it's hard for me to believe it in sword energy that we're actually able to move out of this. But I think brighter days, sun energy ahead. You know, go with it. Don't fight it. Don't Five of Swords this forward movement into the peaceful place, into the place where you can become King of Swords, the one who knows, the one who's truthful, the one who acts from their own truth, taking into account the bigger picture. All these new beginnings, all this potential coming to fruition, Empress. Hang on, coming to fruition.